Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, the 11th day of August. Today is, of course, National Sons and Daughters Day.
Oh, of course.
Of course it is. Like Mother's Day, Father's Day. It's Sons and Daughters Day today. So if you happen to have sons and daughters, give them a call today. National Presidential Joke Day today. National Raspberry Bomb Day. What's Raspberry Bomb? Is that a drink?
I don't know.
BOMBE. And it is Global Kinetic Sand Day today. Also, coming up in a bit, we are going to be talking to Heidi's dad for a little thing we like to do every Tuesday. It's Tuesdays with Charlie. That's always a lot of fun. Looking forward to chatting with him coming up here in a bit. All of that and much, much more on this action-packed, fun-filled edition of the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Survey by the Knight Foundation, Knight. They found 73% of Americans think that there is too much bias in the media, with 54% of Americans believing reporters misrepresent facts on purpose. So
I agree with that completely.
And they say, as opposed to making an honest mistake. So they're going, no, it was no honest mistake. You were serious. Here's the thing. We watched a video there's one I remember, like one of the most famous ones was Anderson Cooper standing in water that was like up to his chest, and there were people walking in front of him, and the water was up to like their shins. He found the deepest place to stand. So that was one of the a video that went viral, and people all over were making fun of that. And it's just one of the many examples of times where they kind of skew things to make the story bigger than it really is. So just be careful out there. I've got a link to that story. It's in the show notes for today, or is it? At johnandheidishow.com. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. An 82-year-old Florida retiree was busted for drinking and driving and wrecking his golf cart. And it says here, Kerry Devon, former IBM manager, wrecked his ride last week in a one-cart accident less than a mile from his home in the Villages. And he hit a concrete curb, broke the axle, dislodged the windshield. So it sounds like one heck of an accident.
Ouch.
So the weirdest part is, it says he got in this accident, and then he was slurring his words. He smelled of booze. And when he was talking to the people, the officers who were there, he explained the president told him to do this.
Of course.
He said he got really mad at the TV, and it's the president's fault. So apparently he didn't say the president told him. He got mad at the TV because of the president. Then he took off after drinking way too much vodka. I don't know. I have no idea.
Wow.
This story doesn't make any sense. But you know what? It never makes sense to drink and drive. Ever.
No, do not ever do it. There are
even
so many other ways to get where you need to go.
Even if it is a golf cart. Bad idea. It's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, a little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. National Geographic Channel, also known as Nat Geo. It's hard for me to get used to them saying that. Okay. It's supposed to be really cool. Nat Geo. Nat Geo is going to air a special about the contents found on Osama bin Laden's hard drives. So I wonder if that's all... Is that declassified, do you think, by now, or...
I have no idea.
I wonder what would... I don't know. I don't know if I really care what's on there. Hey, this right here shows you just how much we really miss movies being in theaters. We're announcing this week The movie Coyote Ugly turns 20 years old. It was in theaters 20 years ago.
I didn't like that movie 20 years ago.
That's where I'm like, what a weird milestone to celebrate. And it wasn't a terrible movie, but I just like...
It wasn't great.
Well, I'm just saying, it just really seems weird that we're celebrating, hey, it was 20 years ago. It doesn't really feel like it was 20 years ago, but either way. And now let's get to the little screen. Fox News, that channel, has been the highest watched channel on all of television the entire summer, beating out all of the networks as well. CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, even beat out the return of baseball. So the most watched television channel of the summer, Fox News channel. There we go. This is big screen, little screen. I got to stop. I'm just like stuttering through this. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. What would you say is your favorite sandwich, Heidi?
Oh, gosh.
Taking too long.
I don't know.
Think about it.
All right. I like all kinds of sandwiches.
America's top sandwich is the grilled cheese variety.
I do like grilled cheese.
According to results of a survey from YouGov, grilled cheese earned the most nods for a like or a somewhat like, came in at a 79% likability ranking.
Well, of course. How could you not like grilled cheese? Grilled cheese,
according to that. TripAdvisor did a little poll of their own to decide which amusement park is the best, and Dollywood, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, bested Disneyland on a global list, landing at number 8 and number 11 for Disney, respectively.
That's surprising.
Yeah, their best choice amusement parks of 2020 list is out now. It's from Traveler's Choice, TripAdvisor. So, Disney came in behind Dollywood, which is pretty cool.
Huh.
The FDA has approved a nasal spray for people with suicidal thoughts. You'll take this little sniff thing, and you're snap right out of your depression.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm not sure what's in that exactly, but
I'm not either.
It's interesting. Ancestry.com. They are selling 75% of their company to the Blackstone Group for a $4.7 billion deal. Whoa.
Wow.
Blackstone, by the way, is an asset management company that will now have access to the DNA of 18 million members.
Oh, no.
So 18 million members of Ancestry.com. Your DNA was just sold. Your DNA profile just sold or in the process of being sold for $4.7 billion to Blackstone Group. And there's a lot of people very concerned. They're like, wait a minute. Why are they buying this? What do they need my DNA for? Can I get my DNA back? So I don't know, just an interesting thing there.
That's something I never even thought about, that DNA is just sitting there.
Yeah, well, the profile, like your digital profile, they can look at it and see. So NSA, that's, was it National Security?
I have no idea what that stands for.
We've heard of them in the news. NSA is urging intelligence personnel to disable the location sharing apps on your phones because it could pose a national security threat if terrorists find out where their agents are. Okay, what about the rest of us? So it's okay for the rest of us to be tracked on our phones, but you're saying, hey, if you're really important, like an NSA officer, you should turn that off.
I don't have mine on anyway. I haven't never had mine on.
I bet you do. You probably don't even... Well, there were some updates done on phones a while ago.
So maybe if there was an update done, but I disabled it years ago.
On Facebook said, hey, check this and this and this, and you're going to find it. And I looked, and by golly, there it was. So I don't know. I have no idea.
There are lots of times when I'm on something that says, enable your
you
positioning thing, and I say no. So I know that it's not on because it always asks me to.
And one quick story here. The House Oversight Committee has invited Postmaster General to a September hearing to talk about the operational changes that have slowed down mail delivery across the country. So in September, they're hoping for that. But since things are delayed, who knows? Maybe it'll be October, November.
Right.
Do you think they mailed the invite? I'm not sure. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. but our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
How you doing, Charlie?
Well, you know, I'm getting a little tired of this Tuesday stuff. I think we should change it to Wednesday.
Really? Getting tired of Tuesdays, huh?
Yeah, I don't like Tuesdays.
Okay, well,
You don't like Tuesdays.
we could do
I don't
any
like
day with
Mondays
anybody,
either.
but we choose Tuesdays with you.
I don't like any day.
Well, what kind of cool stuff do you have for us today? Anything fun?
And then, you know all these, like, Nike and Reebok and Adidas or whatever it is and all
Yeah.
that good stuff?
Yeah.
Did you know that Adidas owns Reebok?
Oh, really? I did not know
I
that.
didn't know that.
Well, see, there's another reason we do this show on Tuesdays,
That's
because you learn
right.
something.
We do get a lot smarter every Tuesday.
Well, I don't know about a lot smarter, but...
And some of this information is even accurate.
Hey, then, back in the day, old President Nixon, remember him?
I do, yeah.
You know he used to eat a Milky Way for breakfast?
Oh, really? I did not know that.
That's my kind of guy, Milky Way.
You like those, Charlie?
You take a Milky Way and a couple of beers and you're ready to go.
For breakfast. Breakfast of champions.
It works every time. Ooh, hey, then, do you know what the top selling candy in the U.S. is?
Is it a Snickers?
Nope.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
That's a candy bar. This is candy.
Oh, candy.
What is it?
Candy corn.
Really? I just never understood that.
Huh.
I love candy corn.
I like it if it's mixed with nuts.
She mixes it with peanuts.
Oh, she's an idiot.
Wow. It tastes like a salted nut roll.
Well, nobody likes him.
I do.
You know what the second best-selling candy is?
Licorice.
M&M's.
Oh, those are good.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It surprises me that they're number 2 behind candy corn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, candy corn, it takes a lot to make that. You get them 3 colors, you got to get just right, you know.
It's a marvel of science.
Yes.
Hey, okay then. If you rub an onion on your foot, in 30 to 60 minutes, you'll be able to feel the taste because it travels through the bloodstream.
Really?
I'm not going to do that.
Now, wouldn't it be just easier to taste it?
Yeah, you'd think so.
That's really interesting, isn't it? So I wonder if the same happens when you step in dog poop.
Wow.
Well, if you rubbed it on your foot, I don't know.
You try that, Dad, and get back to us.
Do you ever know them smileys that we all draw? Them little round things with the...
Yeah, smiley face?
Yeah?
How come they have no nose?
I don't know.
Some of them do, but usually they don't.
Well, we should start drawing them all with noses on it, otherwise they ain't a smiley face.
Yeah. I don't know. That is weird.
Did you know you can boil water in a paper cup?
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Nope. Just hold it over the flame. The water pulls away the heat before it can burn the paper.
I'm not going to try that.
Now, this sounds something like it might involve a six-pack or something to give it a shot.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Somebody had to do that. Hey, let's boil this water. I'll hold the cup. You light the fire. Hey, I got one more thing then for you.
One
All
more?
right, what do you have?
Now, this is one of them just in case you care things.
All right.
Male and female rats may have sex 20 times a day.
Whoa!
Holy cow.
Now, it should have been a rat.
I just love how you made sure you put in front of that male and female rats. Couldn't you have just said rats?
Well, no.
Are you ready for a question from us, Charlie?
You got one for me?
Oh, I do. How many times per day does the average person laugh? We are way
geez,
above average, by the way.
100 times.
No. The average person laughs 13 times a day.
That's it?
I know.
Oh, how sad.
Everybody
That's
needs to
all?
laugh more.
Must be a lot of sad people out there.
Yeah, that's
Apparently.
really sad. I laugh way more than that.
Heidi laughed more than 13 times just since we started talking to you.
Well, yeah, I was counting. It was 26.
That's why
Now
you're...
we're up to 27.
That's good.
They're 28. 29.
Well, Charlie, thank you so much for counting. And for talking
Don't
with
go
us.
anymore. I'm kind of running out of fingers and toes here.
I would hope you ran out of fingers and toes a long time ago.
He's up to 35 right now.
Well, Charlie, we'll talk to you next week.
Bye, Daddy.
Do her again on Tuesday.
All right.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
People are not always praying for what you'd expect. According to a 2014 survey by Christian retailer Lifeway, 7% of Christian Americans pray for parking spots. I don't think I've ever done that.
I have not done that.
Dear Lord, please give me a good parking spot. Oh, I don't know.
I've never done that.
I'm not 7% do. I'm not knocking it. If you want to do that. But pray for, things that I feel are much more important than that. Thanks for listening to today's Fun Fact on the John and Heidi Show. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline Dubai. I just like saying Dubai. The international airport in Dubai has dispatched coronavirus-sniffing dogs. Did you know that was a thing?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Nor did I.
I had no clue that.
So apparently they have dogs now that are trained for sniffing out COVID-19 in people. So as people are coming through the airport, they can sniff it out and then they can detain them or whatever. So for those of you who had coronavirus sniffing dogs for August, you just won COVID bingo. So there you go. I don't know. It just seems like every month there's something even weirder that's in the news. And this, I think, is the weird one, at least for today, on the John and Heidi Show.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. This is such a bizarre story. An outback Australian watering hole has barred big birds from the premises over a series of flaps. The emus, Australia's largest native bird, originally raised near Queensland remote Yarka Hotel, they become local tourist attractions. So people show up there and snap pictures and whatnot. Well, according to ABC, no, not that one, the Australian Broadcasting Corporation, they says as they grow older, they start climbing the steps and going into the pubs and wreaking havoc over patrons.
Okay.
So more havoc than even like a drunk patron would, because these birds are big. Says they get inside, they really don't want them to come in and become patrons in the hotel. So now they have signs. When they do, it says when they get in there, they have behave very badly. So now they have signs and ropes outside. So the ropes are supposed to keep them out. And then a sign say, emus have been banned from this establishment for bad behavior.
Are the emus supposed to read that?
I think that's maybe so people don't let them in. Because people are like lifting the ropes up to let them in. And they're like, no, you keep them out there. They're not supposed to come in here. I think. I don't know. Maybe emus can read.
I'm super confused.
Me too. That's why it's today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Now, this could have been our weird news as well because I think we actually talked about this guy, but there's more details here. A Texas man blew a bunch of coronavirus relief money meant for small businesses on trips to gentlemen's clubs, a brand new Lamborghini, a Rolex watch, 29-year-old Lee Price III, accused of scamming the U.S. government's payment protection program out of more than $1.6 million, claiming he needed the cash for payroll expenses. He was allegedly involved in a scheme to submit fraudulent paperwork and did so successfully for a couple of different companies, neither of which actually even had employees. The person listed on there as CEO on the application for one of the companies, 713 Construction, died a month before the paperwork was submitted. Once he got his hands on the dough, he allegedly used the cash to make lavish purchases, including a Lamborghini 2020.
I remember talking about a guy who did that with the Lamborghini. Must be the same guy.
He also bought a 2020 Ford F-350 pickup truck. He also blew thousands of dollars at nightclubs and dance clubs in Houston. Faces several charges, including making false statements to a financial institution. So the party is over. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me?
Okay,
ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Fake news or Florida. Jacksonville, Florida car wash owner busted for DUI and grand theft after he drove a customer's car to his mistress's home. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
It's a fake news story. But boy, that would be a pretty clever idea.
It would.
You'd never get caught. Well, except for, the people that have the car would probably be wondering, but nobody else would know that it's you there because it's not your car. But it is a fake story, so thank you for submitting that. If you think you can sneak by Heidi's little truth detector here, she's good at this. But not today.
Not today.
You failed. If you think you can sneak one by, you can submit your fake news story, or if you find a fun Florida story, you can submit all of that right at the bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. And I think this is just a cool story here. The headline, Police Dog Finds Missing Mother and Baby on His First Shift Ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So a missing mother and a baby were found on the edge of a ravine after spending the night outdoors thanks to a police dog. It says newly licensed, Max, and his handler Peter Lloyd. They were crucial in tracking down a woman who had spent the night in a remote location in Wales with her young child. The 2-year-old German Shepherd mix was called into duty just before noon, August the 1st, and that's when they got a call for this missing pair. The woman had not been seen or spoken to anyone for 2 days, which was really out of character. Her phone was not working, so people were concerned. Thanks to the excellent work of the many different teams, the woman's car was was found quickly on a mountain road, and that's when they dispatched everybody out into the woods to find them. And Max and his handler were the ones that actually found this lady and her baby. How cool is that?
That's super cool. I love dogs.
So he was only on the job for 2 hours, and he already became a hero. That's really, really cool.
Awesome.
So and there's more to the story if you want to read all the details, but we don't have time. I've got a link to it, though. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.